Welcome to this week. I'm going to go over 3 tips and strategies to help our minds separate from the workday. Are you finding yourself at the end of the day preoccupied about your work? Are you going sometimes back and forth and wondering what else you could have done better, or thinking and are preoccupied about tomorrow? If that's you, you're not alone, and keep listening, because you might find some tips from today's presentation that I have. So either way, either preoccupied with yesterday or today or what's going to be tomorrow, the mind is many times busy, and we need to help it at the end of the day to regenerate and renew, so we can actually settle and we can connect on a deeper level of our true self as well. So here are the 3 strategies and tips to help our mind settle. And if you are or have been in my Renewal in Action course, those tips really apply to the separate and release practice and ritual at the end of the working day. So here is the first tip. Many times our mind is hyperactive because it really feels like we're not done with our task, or they might be forgotten some important details in the big picture. And we have what's called a working memory that kind of holds everything that we are dealing with for a couple of days. And it's important that we check, right? And this can be as simple as going over our to-do list and our calendar to make sure we actually have accomplished everything that is needed. This is our left brain, which is logical. It needs to kind of go sequentially and needs to check that we've done all that we needed to do. Now, since we only can take action in the now, which is in the present moment, this actually means that we only can have 2 choices in the moment. As we review our day, we either can take action or we decide not to. So what is this action could be? Well, maybe as we go through the schedule, you realize, oh, I need to make that phone call. One more phone call I need to make, or one more email I need to send, or anything else that I need to check with this person. I'm worried about this person. Or the action might mean, I just need to write this into my planner for tomorrow so I will not forget. So that's could be an action, right? And if there's no other action that you need to take, it's helpful to keep reminding your brain, your mind, we are done for the day. Do a little bit of check-in a couple of times and send that a message that we are kind of done. The second tip for our mind is that many times our mind is hyperactive because we have unprocessed emotions from the day. We pick up emotions, either ourselves or other people, and it's worth paying attention and asking ourselves, were there any events today that frustrated me? Did I needed to set more boundaries? Did I have any regrets from the day? Or just kind of a general question like, how is my heart doing? You might be surprised and surprising yourself. If you ask that initially, you might not get an answer. But if you're starting habitually to asking your heart, how are you doing? You might actually get an answer. Oh, I'm really sad, or I'm really happy, or I have regrets, or I need to ask for forgiveness, or whatever it is. So it's important to remember that an overacting mind actually can be a sign of some unresolved, unfinished business at a heart level, and it's worth asking. And this, you might need to actually talk with someone, right? It could be a trusted friend, or a neighbor, or a trusted colleague, or a family member, or if you might have a mentor, a counselor, right? To just really process what has happened through the day. Because often, many times our emotions are triggered subconsciously, and if we just go through our mind, go all the time, they are left unchecked, and it's very possible that our emotions are going to come back later. So it's good to check on a daily basis. And the third tip that I want to bring up has to do with some of the needs of our right brain. Our right brain is the creative one, the one that's curious, the one that's more playful. Have we done things to really nourish that side of ourselves? And it makes sense that if that has not happened, that you can spend even 10 minutes a day to do something that is actually enjoyable for you. You might be there reading a book or listening to music or a podcast or a show. Of course, we don't want to be careful with the shows because they can keep going on and on and on until it's 2 a.m. So, but whatever we do, sometimes it helps to put a timer, but send that intention to really help and nourish your right brain through curiosity and play and creativity. Now, it's important to also remember not to do that too late, too close to our bedtime, because that can get us too excited and that can make us not fall asleep. So use your judgment as always. So to wrap this up, what can we do at the end of the day to help our mind quiet it down? Number one, going over our schedule for the day, closing the loop, making sure on a conscious level that there's nothing else, no emergency that we need to attend to. Number two, paradoxically, our mind can be hyperactive because our emotions are not settled. So it's good to actually go to the source, to our heart, and just check with it to really help and find out what it needs. Is there any healthy way that we can soothe it and calm down? And number three, find some simple, creative, and playful ways to really renew also our mind at the end of the day, being also thoughtful not to do this too close to our bedtime. So thank you so much for being in this shared space. And until next time, goodbye for now.